You need a home, and my kids need a grandmother, the rancher said as winter closed in. The wind howled across the plains, carrying snow like tiny knives that cut against Ryder Kane's weathered face. His boots crunched through the frost-covered ground as he checked the perimeter of his ranch. The metal barn groaned under the weight of ice, and the cattle huddled in the pens, lowing softly against the winter's bite. Ryder's breath came in sharp clouds, and his fingers, thick with calluses, itched from the cold. He had lived on this frontier planet for nearly 10 years, far from the crowded worlds of the core systems. Life here was harsh, lonely, and unforgiving, but it was honest. His children, Lila and Micah, were the only warmth in his life, and even they could not erase the constant ache of solitude. "Papa, it's getting worse," Lila called from the porch, tugging at the wool scarf wrapped around her small shoulders. Her cheeks were pink from the cold, and her brown eyes watched him anxiously. "I know, Pumpkin," Ryder replied, his voice rough but gentle. "Winter doesn't forgive mistakes." Micah clutched his sister's hand, his small boots sinking into the snow. "Are the wolves coming, Papa?" he asked, his voice trembling. Ryder knelt beside him, putting his hands on the boy's shoulders. "No, little one, the wolves are far, far away. But we have to be careful. The storm is worse than any wolf you'll ever see." The children's eyes widened as the wind rattled the windows. Ryder stood and surveyed the horizon. Snow swirled in thick clouds, hiding the land beyond, and in that white blur, a shadow moved. Ryder squinted. At first he thought it was a rock or a drifting scrap of metal, but then he saw the gleam of metal beneath the snow. Someone or something was coming. He cursed under his breath. Travelers didn't venture this far in the middle of a storm unless they were desperate. The figure grew closer, and Ryder could make out a woman struggling through the snow. Her boots were torn, her coat shredded, and she leaned heavily on a battered staff-like device that glowed faintly with energy. Ryder's instincts shouted danger, but something about her vulnerability made him hesitate. "Papa!" "Who is it?" Lila cried, clutching at his arm. Ryder's eyes narrowed. "Stay inside," he said, "and keep the door closed." He moved toward the figure with careful steps, hand hovering near the old blaster at his hip. As he drew closer, he realized she was human, but her clothes were strange. Tattered spacesuit fabric mixed with thick thermal layers. Her helmet had a crack along the visor, and frost clung to her face. "Hey," Ryder called, raising his voice over the wind. "You lost?" The woman froze and looked at him with wide, exhausted eyes. Her breath came in short, ragged gasps. I need help," she said. Her voice was soft but firm, carrying an accent Ryder couldn't place. Ryder's hand lingered near the blaster, but he forced himself to lower it. "Come to the porch, slowly." She nodded, stepping carefully, and Ryder guided her inside. Once inside the warmth of the cabin, she collapsed into a chair, shivering violently. Ryder grabbed a thick blanket and wrapped it around her shoulders. "I'm Ryder Kane," he said, studying her. "Who are you, and what are you doing out there?" She looked up, her green eyes glimmering with intelligence and fatigue. "Evelyn Harper," she said. "My ship was damaged in the storm. I had nowhere else to go." Ryder's jaw tightened. Space travelers rarely ended up in his frozen corner of the world. Most didn't survive the journey across the cold plains, and yet here she was, alive. That fact alone was dangerous. It meant she had resources, knowledge, and maybe secrets. "You're lucky I found you," Ryder said. "The storm doesn't care about luck." Evelyn nodded, her teeth chattering as she warmed herself. "Thank you. I didn't know if I'd make it." At that moment, Lila and Micah peeked around the doorway. Lila's eyes were wide with curiosity and caution. "Who is she, Papa?" she asked. "She's a traveler," Ryder said carefully. "But you two stay back. Don't get too close until I know she's safe." Evelyn gave the children a small, tired smile. "Hello," she said softly. "I won't hurt you." Micah's eyes darted between Ryder and Evelyn. Then he slowly stepped forward, extending his small hand. Are you going to stay?" Ryder froze, then shook his head. "That depends on a lot of things, little man." "Right now it's just too dangerous to say." The fire crackled in the hearth, filling the room with warmth. Outside, the storm raged on, the wind slamming against the cabin walls like a relentless drum. Ryder poured water into a cup and handed it to Evelyn. She sipped gratefully, her hands trembling as the heat spread through her fingers. "You'll need more than water," Ryder said gruffly. "You'll need food, shelter, and dry clothes." and I've only got so much to spare. Evelyn's eyes softened. I can repay you. I'm not just some wanderer. Ryder studied her. He didn't fully trust her. Not yet. But he recognized the determination in her gaze. She wasn't weak, and she wasn't afraid. That made her dangerous or valuable. All right, he said finally. You can stay in the spare room. But you follow my rules, and you help with whatever you can. I understand, Evelyn said. Thank you. The storm pressed on, blanketing the ranch in silence, broken only by the occasional moan of the wind. Ryder moved to check the animals, his mind racing. Something about this woman felt different. He had survived many storms, faced countless dangers on this frontier planet, but the arrival of Evelyn Harper felt like the start of something bigger, something he didn't yet understand. That night, as Ryder checked the locks and peered out into the swirling white, he noticed it, a faint, glowing pulse beneath the snow, moving with purpose. It wasn't human. It wasn't animal. And it was heading toward the ranch. He clenched his jaw. Great, he muttered. Just what I needed. A stranger and some alien trouble on the same night. Inside, Evelyn sat quietly on the edge of the bed in the spare room. She touched a small device on her wrist, scanning the energy signature outside. Her eyes widened. They're here, she whispered, almost to herself. Ryder, walking back from the barn, stopped at the doorway. Who's here? He asked. Evelyn looked up, her face pale. Something not of this world. Ryder's hand hovered over his blaster. He had dealt with raiders, with wild animals, with storm-torn machinery, but nothing like this. And yet, as he watched the snow swirl and felt the warmth of the fire behind him, he also felt something he hadn't felt in years, a flicker of hope. Perhaps this storm, this woman, and a strange pulse outside were not only danger but a chance to change everything. Tomorrow, he said quietly, we find out what we're dealing with. Outside, the wind screamed, but inside the cabin, there was warmth. And for the first time in a long time, Ryder Kane allowed himself to hope that maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't face the long winter alone. The storm pressed on through the night, relentless and white. But inside, a fragile peace settled, and somewhere in the snow, glowing beneath the frost, something waited, watching. The storm had eased slightly by morning, leaving a thick blanket of snow that covered the ranch like a frozen sea. Ryder Kane stepped out of the cabin, his boots crunching loudly. The wind was gentler now, but the cold still cut through layers of wool and leather. He scanned the horizon, searching for signs of movement. The strange pulse Evelyn had sensed last night was gone, or hidden. Papa, can we play outside? Lila asked, her small face pressed against the frosted window. Ryder shook his head. Not yet, Pumpkin. The snow is still deep, and there's something out there we don't understand. Micah whined, tugging at Ryder's coat. I want to see it. The thing that glowed. Ryder crouched to their level. I know you're curious, but some things aren't safe to look at. Not yet. The children sighed, disappointed but obedient. Ryder turned to Evelyn, who was kneeling by the fire, checking the small device she had removed from her coat. You slept well? He asked, his voice cautious. Evelyn nodded, though her green eyes were still tired. But the snow, it's not natural. That pulse, it's coming from beneath the ground. Ryder frowned. Beneath the ground? Yes, she said, her voice low and serious. There's a facility buried here, deep under the ice. Some kind of old alien installation. I can feel its energy. It's still alive, somehow. Ryder's eyebrows shot up. Alien facility? You mean like someone left it here a long time ago? Evelyn shook her head. No, it wasn't left. It was built. For something. And now it's waiting. Ryder considered her words carefully. This planet was old, wild, and mostly empty, but there were always whispers of abandoned alien technology in the snowed-over plains. Few humans ever got close. Most thought it was safer to ignore, but Evelyn had found it, and that meant trouble. Then we'd better take a look, Ryder said finally, but we'll need gear. And a plan. Evelyn smiled faintly. I've got the tools. By late morning, Ryder, Evelyn, and the children stepped outside, the sun a pale glow behind the storm clouds. Ryder had bundled the kids in extra layers, and Evelyn had brought a small pack of her own equipment. Together, they trudged across the frozen fields, the snow deep enough to reach their knees in places. Careful, Ryder warned. There's ice under the snow in some spots. The closer they went, the more the snow seemed to hum under Evelyn's device. She knelt, letting her fingers brush the surface. "It's close," she murmured. "Just a few meters beneath us." Micah stared at the snow, wide-eyed. "Can we see it?" Evelyn shook her head. "Not yet, little one, but soon." Ryder led the children back to the ranch for safety while Evelyn started working. Using a small energy cutter, she melted the top layer of snow, revealing strange metallic panels beneath. Symbols etched into the metal glimmered faintly, almost as if they recognized her presence. Ryder stepped closer, curious despite himself. "What is this?" "It's ancient," Evelyn said, "but it's still functioning somehow."
The energy readings are unusual, almost alive.
Suddenly, a deep hum filled the air. The ground vibrated faintly beneath Ryder's boots. He instinctively stepped back. "Something's moving," Evelyn said, her voice tense. "It knows we're here." From beneath the snow, a section of the metallic panel shifted. A faint blue light seeped through the cracks. Ryder's heart raced. "Papa, what's that?" Lila asked, her voice trembling. Ryder crouched beside her. "I don't know, Pumpkin, but we need to stay calm." The hum grew louder. A panel slid aside, revealing a small hatch leading down into darkness. Evelyn shone a portable light into the opening. The walls inside glowed faintly with alien symbols, and strange machinery hummed quietly. "This is incredible," Ryder whispered, unable to hide his awe. Evelyn nodded. "It's more than incredible. This facility was designed to monitor the planet, control its climate, maybe even its life forms, and it's still active." Ryder's eyes narrowed. "Still active? That can't be good." Evelyn's lips pressed into a thin line. "No. And I think it's defensive. Whatever built this, it left something to protect it or attack intruders." Ryder cursed under his breath. "Of course it's defensive. Nothing good ever hides under the snow." Evelyn leaned closer to the hatch. "I can try to communicate with it." "Maybe I can calm it down." Ryder shook his head. "No. Not until we know what it is. I don't want our ranch, or the kids, destroyed because we poked something we don't understand." The hum shifted. A metallic voice, cold and mechanical, echoed from below. Ryder jumped back. "Unauthorized life forms detected," the voice said. Evelyn's hands flew over her device. "It's an automated enforcer, old but still programmed to protect this facility." "It's scanning us." Ryder's heart pounded. "Then we're going to have to be careful. No sudden moves." The blue light from the hatch pulsed, then shot upward like a warning. Ryder gritted his teeth. "Kids," he shouted. "Back to the ranch. Now." Lila and Micah, bundled tightly, ran without hesitation. Ryder and Evelyn followed, careful not to trigger the enforcer. They reached the ranch, hearts pounding, the wind carrying faint, metallic clicks from the direction of the hatch. Inside, Ryder slammed the door shut. "What is it?" he demanded. Evelyn shook her head. "It's a guardian, maybe even a soldier of some kind. It's programmed to eliminate intruders who interfere with the facility." Ryder rubbed his forehead. "Great. Just what I needed. A stranger, alien tech, and now a robot trying to kill us." Evelyn placed a reassuring hand on his arm. "We can handle it. But we have to work together. You, me, and your kids, we have to protect the ranch and figure out what this facility wants." Ryder's eyes softened as he looked at his children playing safely near the fire. "My kids, they need protection, and maybe we need help too." "Maybe you're the help we didn't know we needed." Evelyn smiled faintly. "And maybe I've been looking for a place to belong. Somewhere safe. I think I found it here." Ryder swallowed hard, unspoken feelings stirring in his chest. He shook it off. Now wasn't the time for that. There was work to be done. Over the next few days, Ryder and Evelyn worked to understand the facility. Evelyn's skills with alien technology were impressive. She interfaced with the panels, tapping into the facility's energy, deciphering the alien symbols. Ryder handled the physical side, digging through snow, reinforcing the ranch, and keeping a careful watch on the surroundings. The children grew fond of Evelyn, following her cautiously at first, then more openly. Lila loved listening to her stories of distant planets, while Micah admired the strange gadgets she carried. Ryder observed quietly, realizing that Evelyn was slowly becoming part of their small family. One evening, as the sun dipped below the icy horizon, the facility pulsed again. This time it was stronger, almost like a heartbeat. Evelyn looked up from her work, alarmed. "It's awake," she whispered. Ryder grabbed his coat and headed outside, the wind biting. The snow shifted unnaturally, forming ridges and cracks. From beneath the ice, a figure began to emerge. A tall, metallic enforcer, its body sleek and alien, scanning for life signs. Ryder's pulse quickened. "Here we go," he muttered. The enforcer's glowing eyes locked on Ryder and Evelyn. It raised an arm, a soft blue light coalescing at its palm. Ryder could feel the power radiating from it. "Whatever that thing is," Evelyn said, "we're going to need more than courage. We'll need brains and teamwork." Ryder clenched his fists. "Then let's start thinking, and hoping we survive the night." The wind howled. The snow swirled, and beneath the frozen horizon, the alien facility watched, waiting, alive and calculating. The wind had grown stronger by nightfall, whipping snow into blinding sheets that turned the world outside the ranch into a white blur. Ryder Kane tightened his coat, eyes scanning the horizon. The alien enforcer that had emerged from the buried facility earlier was still out there, its blue glow pulsing through the storm. "Papa, I'm scared," Lila whispered from the doorway, clutching her blanket. Ryder knelt beside her. "I know, Pumpkin, but we'll be okay. We just have to be smart and careful." Micah pressed close to Ryder's side. "Is the robot coming?" "Yes," Ryder admitted, "but it's just like a very big, very clever guard dog. If we stay calm and use our heads, we can outsmart it." Inside, Evelyn moved quickly, her green eyes scanning her portable device. "It's following the energy signature of the facility. It won't attack unless it senses danger, or if we trigger something." Ryder rubbed his chin. "So we need a plan to keep it busy or distract it, long enough to get the ranch safe and the kids out of harm's way." Evelyn nodded. "Exactly. I can try to interface with it remotely, but I need access close to the facility, and that means going out in the storm." Ryder's jaw tightened. "I'll go with you. Can't let you face that thing alone." Lila peeked around the corner, eyes wide. "Papa, can I help?" Ryder shook his head, though a smile flickered. "Not this time, Pumpkin. You stay inside. Keep Micah close. Stay warm and safe. Got it?" "Yes, Papa," Lila whispered, though she pouted slightly. Evelyn grabbed her gear, a small portable energy interface and her tools, and Ryder led the way. The snow swirled around them, stinging their faces, making every step a battle. The enforcer moved silently behind the drifting curtain of snow, its glowing eyes scanning for any life forms. As they approached the buried facility, Evelyn knelt on the frozen ground and set her device against the metallic hatch. "I think I can calm it," she said. "But it's very sensitive. One wrong signal, and it might see us as threats." Ryder crouched beside her, eyes flicking to the approaching glow. "Do it fast. I'll cover you." She pressed a series of buttons, the device whirring softly. A thin beam of blue energy shot from the interface into the facility panel. The hum of the enforcer shifted slightly, almost like a pause. "Okay, it's listening," Evelyn whispered, "but it's still wary." Suddenly a gust of wind slammed against them. Snow sprayed across Ryder's face, making him blink. When he looked up, the enforcer was moving faster, its mechanical limbs cutting through the drifts with ease. Ryder drew a small, handheld flare from his belt and launched it into the air. The bright red light arced over the snow, catching the enforcer's sensors. It paused, tracking the flare, and Ryder motioned to Evelyn. "Now." "Quick!" he shouted. Evelyn adjusted the device, sending a stronger pulse into the facility. The enforcer froze for a moment, then lowered its arm. Its glowing eyes scanned her, unblinking, as if evaluating her intentions. "Keep it distracted," Evelyn said. "I'm almost there." Ryder grabbed a small metal crate from the ground, rolling it toward the enforcer. The machine's sensors tracked the movement. It stepped cautiously toward the crate, giving Evelyn the window she needed. With a final tap on her device, the enforcer's hum changed tone, almost calm. Its glowing eyes softened, the weapon at its side lowering slightly. Evelyn exhaled, relief flooding her. I think it's listening now," she said. Ryder wiped snow from his face and nodded. "Good job. Now let's get it inside the facility, or at least make sure it doesn't threaten the ranch." They moved carefully, leading the enforcer toward the buried entrance. The snowstorm raged around them, whipping into drifts that reached above their knees. But Evelyn's control over the machine held. Step by step, they guided it into the hatch. Once inside, the enforcer paused at the threshold, then disappeared into the alien corridors, leaving only a faint blue glow behind. Ryder let out a long breath. That's over," he said, finally allowing himself to relax. "For now." Evelyn shook her head. It's not over. That facility is alive, and it's protecting something. We've only made it aware of us. We have to be ready for what's next. Ryder looked at the horizon, where the storm still raged. Then we make sure the ranch survives the night. The kids are safe, the enforcer is somewhere else, and we're alive. That's all that matters right now. They trudged back to the ranch, exhausted and frozen. Inside, the fire blazed, melting the snow from their boots. Lila and Micah ran to them, hugging Ryder and Evelyn tightly. "You're safe!" Lila exclaimed, relief clear in her voice. Micah's small hand found Evelyn's. "The robot? It's gone?" Evelyn smiled. "For now, but we need to be careful. It's watching. And the facility, it's more than just a building. It has a mind of its own." Ryder knelt beside the kids. "Don't worry, we'll handle it. We always do. And you two stay close, all right?" The children nodded, burying themselves near the fire. Ryder and Evelyn sat together in silence, catching their breath, the weight of the storm pressing against the walls outside. Finally, Ryder spoke, his voice quiet. "Evelyn, I don't know how to say this, but thank you. You saved us. Not just from the robot, but from feeling alone out here." Evelyn looked at him, her eyes softening. "I didn't come here to be a hero. I came because I had nowhere else to go. But I think I found a place I can stay." Ryder's heart stirred, a warmth he hadn't felt in years. "The kids, they'll be happy too. You can be part of this family if you want." Evelyn smiled, a faint blush rising on her cheeks. "I'd like that, more than I thought I could." Outside, the wind howled and the snowstorm continued its relentless dance, but inside the ranch, there was warmth, safety, and a fragile hope that the coming days would bring more than survival. They might bring a home, and maybe even family. As the night deepened, Ryder stood at the window, looking toward the buried facility. The faint blue glow pulsed rhythmically, like a heartbeat beneath the ice. He knew the enforcer might return, or the facility might awaken further, but he also knew that together they could face it. And for the first time in a long time, Ryder allowed himself to believe that they would not just survive, but thrive. Evelyn adjusted her device one last time, the enforcer now calm, at least temporarily. "We've only scratched the surface," she said quietly. "Whatever is down there, it's waiting for us to make the next move." Ryder nodded. "Then we'll be ready." Together, the children slept soundly near the fire, unaware of the danger that still lurked beneath the snow. Ryder and Evelyn kept watch, taking turns near the window listening to the wind. Outside, the storm continued, white and endless. But inside the cabin there was courage, determination, and a growing bond that would carry them through whatever the frozen horizon had in store. The night stretched on, quiet except for the wind and the faint hum of the buried facility. Ryder and Evelyn shared a look. Words weren't needed. They were ready. Whatever came next, they would face it together. And beneath the frozen plains, the alien facility pulsed, alive, calculating, and waiting. The morning after the storm was calm, almost unreal. The snow lay thick and quiet over the plains, sparkling in the weak sunlight. The wind had softened to a whisper, and for the first time in days, Ryder Kane felt a measure of peace. Inside the ranch, the fire crackled warmly. Lila and Micah moved about with energy renewed after a long night of huddling near the hearth. Ryder watched them, feeling a sharp pull in his chest. The storm, the enforcer, the alien facility, they had survived it all. But what mattered most was the little family he had right here. Evelyn sat at the table, her green eyes focused on a small alien panel she had retrieved from the facility the day before. She was cleaning it carefully, trying to understand its purpose. "It's incredible," she said softly. "The technology here, it's like nothing I've ever seen. But it's safe for now as long as we respect it." Ryder joined her, placing a warm mug of coffee at her hand. "You've done more than just handle alien tech," he said. "You saved the ranch, and more importantly, you've helped my kids feel safe." Evelyn looked at him, a small smile tugging at her lips. "I didn't expect to care about anyone this much," she admitted. "Not in a long time." Ryder's jaw softened. Sometimes the hardest places give the most unexpected gifts. Lila leaned against Evelyn's knee. "Can you stay with us forever?" she asked, eyes wide and hopeful. Evelyn's smile widened, warmth shining in her eyes. I think I'd like that," she said. Micah added quickly, "Then you'll be our grandma?" Ryder laughed softly, shaking his head. "Looks like you just earned a new title, Evelyn." The children cheered, their voices echoing through the cabin. Ryder felt a weight lift from his shoulders. For the first time in years, he allowed himself to imagine a future that wasn't just survival. Later, Ryder and Evelyn walked outside, scanning the horizon. The snow reflected the sunlight, a blinding white expanse, yet serene. The buried alien facility hummed faintly beneath the surface, like a sleeping giant. Evelyn knelt near the entrance, carefully placing her device on the metallic hatch. "I want to make sure it doesn't wake up the wrong way," she explained. "If the Enforcer returns, we need to guide it, not fight it." Ryder crouched beside her. "I trust you to do that. You've proven yourself more than capable." The hatch pulsed faintly, and the Enforcer appeared at the threshold. This time, it did not raise its arm or emit a warning hum. Evelyn's device glowed softly, sending a calming signal. The machine's eyes blinked slowly, as if acknowledging her control. Ryder exhaled. "It's learning. That's good. We don't need to destroy it. We just need it to understand we're not threats." Evelyn nodded. "Exactly. If we respect it, it will respect us. And we might even use it to protect the ranch if necessary." Ryder glanced down at the children, who were building small snow forts nearby. "That's all I need. Safety for them, and maybe a little help from an unexpected friend." Over the next few days, the ranch settled into a new rhythm. Evelyn helped repair parts of the barns and machinery, using her knowledge of alien tech to reinforce old human designs. Ryder worked the fields, ensuring the animals were healthy and the fences strong. Lila and Micah followed Evelyn wherever she went, eager to learn about the strange gadgets and stories of other planets she shared. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, Ryder and Evelyn stood near the barn, watching the children play. "They're happy," Ryder said quietly. "They are," Evelyn agreed, "and so are you." Ryder looked at her, feeling a rush of gratitude. "You've done more than I ever imagined, Evelyn. My kids and me. We needed you." Evelyn reached out, brushing snow from his coat. "I think I needed you too. Sometimes we find a home in the most unexpected places." Ryder nodded, words failing him. The warmth between them was quiet but strong, a bond forged through survival and shared trials. That night, Ryder checked the perimeter one last time. The storm had left the plains blanketed in untouched snow, and the distant facility hummed softly beneath the frozen ground. The Enforcer patrolled the perimeter, its movements calm and measured under Evelyn's guidance. Ryder felt a sense of pride. This was more than a ranch now. It was a home, defended by courage, ingenuity, and the strange friendship of a former space traveler. Back inside, Evelyn tucked the children into bed. Lila hugged her tightly. "I'm glad you're here," she whispered. Micah added, "Me too." "You're the best grandma ever." Evelyn kissed their foreheads. "I'm glad I'm here too. Always." Ryder watched from the doorway, feeling a lump in his throat. He had spent so long surviving, alone and cold, that he had almost forgotten how it felt to hope. Now, with Evelyn and the children, he could see a future he never dared dream of. The next morning, the ranch was alive with activity. Ryder repaired a fence, Evelyn worked on improving the barn's insulation, and the children explored the snow, laughing and playing as if the storm had never been. Ryder paused for a moment, glancing at the horizon. The frozen plains stretched endlessly, and the buried alien facility pulsed faintly beneath the ice. He knew this was only the beginning. The Enforcer might awaken again, and the facility could have more surprises. But Ryder also knew they were ready. Together, they could face anything. As the sun rose higher, Ryder called the children over. "Come here, both of you. I have something to show you." They ran to him, curiosity in their eyes. Ryder led them to a cleared patch of snow near the barn, where the ground was slightly raised. "This used to be the edge of the alien facility," he explained. "It's dormant now, but it might teach us things about the planet, and maybe even help us live better out here." Evelyn joined them, kneeling beside Ryder. "It's a treasure," she said. "Not just for survival, but for understanding. We just have to respect it." Lila looked up at her. "Does that mean we can have adventures?" Evelyn smiled. "The safest kind, and maybe the most fun." Micah hugged Ryder's leg. "I like adventures with you guys." Ryder felt warmth fill his chest. "Then we'll have many, little one, many adventures." As they stood together looking out across the frozen plains, Ryder realized how far they had come. A storm had brought danger, a stranger had brought hope, and beneath the snow, a mysterious alien facility waited silently, a reminder that the world was full of wonder. But for now, the horizon was calm, and the family, strange and new, was together. Ryder knelt beside the children, wrapping his arms around them. "No matter what comes," he said softly, "we face it together. Always Evelyn rested a hand on Ryder's shoulder. "And we have each other, now. That's what makes a home." The sun glinted off the snow, casting long shadows over the ranch. Beyond the frozen horizon, the world was wide, dangerous, and full of unknowns. But Ryder Kane and his small family were ready. With courage, hope, and each other, they could face anything the universe sent their way. And somewhere deep beneath the snow, the alien facility pulsed gently, aware, patient, and waiting. But Ryder did not fear it. Not now, because for the first time in years, he knew the warmth of home and the strength of family. The wind whispered across the plains, the snow glistened in quiet harmony, and Ryder, Evelyn, Lila, and Micah stood together, a family united by survival, trust, and love. The horizon was endless, but for the first time, it was theirs.